Hi Ready Kids families, my name is Margot. Today we're going to be talking about sensory bottles. Sensory bottles, if we were at group we would have some for you guys to play with and look at, but they're really fun. You can put all kinds of stuff in there and it's fun for your child to shake up and watch. It's kind of mesmerizing to look at. Sensory bottles can also be really helpful if your child is having really big emotions, whether they're overexcited or crying on the floor. Sensory bottles can sometimes, you can encourage your child to take deep breaths in and out as they're watching the bottle, and say, okay, take deep breaths until everything has settled to the bottom of the bottle. And that might help your child kind of relax, give them something to hold to remind them to keep breathing deeply and to keep trying to relax and calm down. So today we're going to be trying to make some. I have a few ingredients with me here. This is just stuff that I found around my house, so it might not be as cool as the ones that I had at playgroup, but I think these that I made are really cool. So we've got some water, we've got some food dye, little bottles of food coloring, we've got some vegetable oil, and some soap. This is just the kind of white shimmery hand soap. I had a big bottle of it, so I'm going to use these. And then if you have a cool bottle that you know would be great, or you know doesn't leak, that would be awesome. I just looked through my recycling bin. I found some different spice jars and took the labels off, although not perfectly. So in this sensory bottle, I put just plain old water and a drop or two of red food coloring, and then a few really big squirts of this hand soap. And it might be kind of hard to see, but this has kind of a pearly, shimmery thing going on inside because of the hand soap. And so that's all it is. It's just some soap and water and some food dye. And it makes this really beautiful, swirling, shimmering thing to look at. And so this one is really fun and super simple. And then of course with all of your bottles, you're gonna want to glue the tops on really well so that you don't have a huge mess and so that your child doesn't unscrew and try and drink anything that's inside, because that would not be safe. So you wanna glue them and maybe check them occasionally as your child is using it. You know, every few weeks, every few days, depending on what kind of glue you have, to make sure that it is still totally glued on there. And then my second sensory bottle I think is my favorite. I put some buttons down in the bottom, and this is just water. The blue is the water. I put a little bit of blue food coloring, and this yellow is just some vegetable oil. And so, you know, I filled most of the way up with water and then some vegetable oil just because I didn't know how much vegetable oil I had. And then it makes these beautiful little bubbles, and whoa, those buttons are coming down from the top out of the oil. And this one, like I said, you can kind of mix up and say, okay, once everything has settled to the bottom where the oil has all separated out, you can then, it'll be your turn to wash hands, or it'll be your turn to give this to your brother. So these are some fun things to do, and hopefully these are some helpful ideas for you. I know I initially was like, I don't have enough stuff to make sensory bottles, and then I did a little research. I looked around my house and I found some cool materials. And I gotta say, I keep playing with these things, so I think they're good. All right, so stay safe out there, stay healthy. Everybody at Ready Kids misses you, but we'll see you soon. Thank you, bye-bye.